What's up, everybody? Welcome to Little Jack's channel. This is the channel where we talk about Little Jack's life, and if you have a son or a daughter and you are trying to make that decision on whether to send them to water survival class or swim class, in this video I'm going to talk about why we decided to send Little Jack to water survival school or water training class, whatever you want to call it. We call it different things around here. I've learned that recently, and we'll talk about that too. So we're going to get right to it. I'm going to tell you why we stuck him in water class, how we found a school, and some of the things we learned along the way. So I hope you stick with us, and don't forget to like and subscribe because he's a little guy in a big world. And let's get to it. So when we first had Little Jack, we knew that he was going to be around the water all the time. We live a block from the water. We're always around pools. We're always around the beach. And we knew that water was going to be a big thing in his life. And if you watch my channel, Yak Motley, you'll notice that we were always around water. Whether it's a pool, whatnot, on a boat. And my mom told me the story about when she was little, she fell in the water and almost died. And I would have never been born if it wasn't for her knowing how to swim as a child. So we started doing research. We asked everybody all around town for a good swim instructor that specialized, and this is the key, in infant water training. And you know, that's the kind where they take a baby and they throw it into the water, and you've seen on the internet of babies screaming. Well, that's what we wanted to get into, because we've learned that children pretty much like lose their ability to swim as they get older. They're kind of born with this ability to like hold their breath underwater. So we went out, we got a good recommendation, and we found somebody. She happened to be really close to our house, which was great. And she gave us some things, you know, to think about before getting into it. The problem starting out is that they are teething. And when babies are teething, they have a hard time, you know, holding their breath or not screaming while you're trying to teach them to hold their breath. So what she basically just got him associated with the water. She would, you know, blow on their face, put them underwater, and get them to where they would turn over on their back, which was very interesting because I did not know that statistically 90% of all children die within arm's length of the edge of the pool. So the trick was to get them to hold their breath when they hit the water, turn over on their back, and find the edge. And, you know, the whole game about it was that you want them to be able to hold on a minute or two, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, not suck in the water until you get there. And that's really the entire game, to where if they accidentally fell in, they held their breath, they found their back, they got to the edge, and then you would be there by that time. And that's what we wanted to focus on. So we sent him, I think it was 3 to 6 weeks, depending on how long your child could, or how well your child progressed. And we took him, I think, 3 times a week. 3 to 4 times, just depending on schedules and everything. And he got better and better and better. And I've noticed that a lot of children have a fear of the water if they're not exposed to it early. And Little Jack has no fear of the water right now. Like, he sees the water, he wants to get in it. He sees a bathtub, he wants to jump in it. And I've seen a lot of children that, I mean, you just splash them on the face and they freak out. We wanted to make sure that we didn't have that problem, so we sent him very young. And it's traumatic at first. Let me tell you, it's hurtful to watch. They're screaming, they're scared of the water. There's a stranger that's taking them into this big pool, and they look for you the entire time, screaming for you. And you just got to stick with it, know that the instructor knows what they're doing, and you did your research to make sure you put them with a good instructor that has great reviews, that does a lot of children. She had a real thing going. I mean, she was seeing a child like every 15 minutes. Just boom, 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 boom. And there was a lot of children that were older that were going through some of this training. And I realized doing it early was important, but not too early. Little Jack's teeth were bothering him so bad that we had to actually halt his classes for a while, just because like it was
Good
causing
job,
all kinds of problems. He didn't want to put his head back, or he would put it too far, and then he would get water on his face, and it was hard for him to, you know, hold his breath or to not scream. So that we had to work through those issues. So if you're finding those issues with your child, just know that it's a thing, and you might have to break for a minute and then take them back, you know, a couple months later. But we're glad we did it. We believe that he'll, you know, have a leg up on going to the beach. He won't be as scared if he falls out of the boat in knee-deep water. He can hold his breath. We can grab him. If he slips in the pool, which he's done, we can grab him. You know, he's not freaked out touching the water. There was just so many reasons to do it. And if you have any questions, comment down below, and maybe the community can help on what they think or any of their experiences, and I'm happy to comment. This is Little Jack's channel. We're trying to vlog his life and you know, dad questions, mom questions, and any type of stuff that we have learned along the way that may give value to somebody else. So I hope this helped everybody. It was definitely something you should do. It cost us about $600 for that, I think 3 to 6 weeks. Usually it's about $1,000, depending on where you're at. You know, just ask around, look for a competitive price, and make sure you don't skip on price, but get a good instructor. The good instructor is the big deal. The instructor is everything, because your child's gonna be screaming and throwing up and swallowing water and, you know, like all kinds of crazy stuff. And I guess I'll link down below the swimwear that we had to get for him. You know, you can't go in a diaper. A swim diaper is really not the thing either. So I will link in the description box his infant baby swimwear that we got for him. They're pretty cheap, and you can get them on Amazon. So that's really it. I'll talk to you guys later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're trying to get him to 1,000 subscribers. And we're going to do some toy reviews probably, because he's pretty pumped about that. He's actually at school right now. Daycare, but we call it school. I'll see you guys later.